Gameplay goodness. Gameplay goodness.
Gameplay goodness.
All right, people.
Gameplay goodness.
Thank you so much. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me. It's the Original Gamer, Stevie Stroh, and we're back for another Gameplay Goodness video featuring another very cool color computer game. Today, we are going to play Castle Guard for the color computer. Castle Guard, very cool game. To me, it seems to be very inspired or reminiscent of a classic Atari game called Warlords. In Warlords, you had 4 castles in the corners and you could use your paddle controllers. And it was kind of like a breakout style game where you had to knock out the bricks of all your opponent's castles and then hit their king with the ball to take them down, and the last castle standing was the winner. That's kind of how Warlords worked. This is a 2-player version of that. Similar theme. Similar idea. It's kind of a variant of Breakout. Kind of a fun, cool game. And, as I'm going back and doing these videos, I'm doing something I never did back in the day and never did when I first started doing videos. But I'm actually like reading the manuals, since I now know that the manuals exist on the Color Computer Archive and things like that, right? So Castle Guard was copyright 1982 by the image producers. We actually got to interview the image producers. Cool group of guys. I'll put a link to that interview in the description of this video. It was licensed to Tandy Corporation. In this case here, the Castle Guard manual is also copyright 1982, the image producers. And this is one of these rare times where the software company actually made the manual too. As we discovered, many games, the manual for the game ended up being completely different than the author's intent. So this one is actually the software and the manual are both copyright by the image producers. This game, Castle Guard, requires 16K of RAM for your color computer and at least one joystick controller. If you're playing 2 players, you would need 2 joystick controllers. Now, what I thought was really funny as I'm reading the introduction to this game, and very much reminds me of Forest of Doom now, so I can kind of hear Bruce Moore's fake British accent in my head now when he did his Forest of Doom commercial. So I'm going to try to do my best fake British accent right here, right now too, as I read the introduction here. But and I think the names are kind of funny too. But the estate of Lord Schmegley and Sir Dumbstuff have been feuding for 2 decades. The point of dispute long forgotten. The continuing violence has brought anguish and disruption to the entire kingdom and all who live there. The good king can tolerate no more, and therefore commissioned the wizard Merlin to use his mystical wisdom to find a solution. Colored smoke and roaring sounds billowed from Merlin's cave for a fortnight. Suddenly, one midday, darkness befell the land. A flaming star burst forth from the cave's entrance. Behind this deadly fireball appeared Merlin, carrying 2 magical pikes. The good king speaks to the feuding lords. For crimes against the people in your charge and the destructiveness of your ways, a mystical battle will take place. This ball of flames will pass between the 2 castles, back and forth, including the land surrounding. Each time a castle is struck by the fireball, its size and strength will diminish stone by stone until ultimately only 1 castle remains standing. This will put an end to the feud, and our kingdom will know peace once again. Your challenge is to defend your castle from the soaring fireball. Maneuver your pike in a way that will keep the ball from striking your castle while sending it back to the opponents. Be warned, Merlin's spikes are spellbound and seem almost to have power of their own. All right, so that kind of hurt my voice to do. So enough of the bad British accent. The controllers. Controllers are used to play Castle Guard. Move the joystick in the direction you want your pike to move. Press the fire button to catch the fireball. Carry the ball to a place that appears to have a clear path to your opponent's castle. Aim the joystick and release the button to send the ball blazing, soaring towards the castle. When one person plays against the computer, the left joystick is active. Starting the game, once the program pack is loaded in your computer, the opening screen asks whether you want to play against the computer, against another person, or observe a magical game played completely by the computer. When the castle appears on the screen, the fireball is suspended near the center. The first hit from one of the pikes starts the action. Great balls of fire! Each time the fireball strikes the castle, a flash and sizzle indicate that the castle is one step closer to destruction. Not only can your pike strike the fireball, but it can hold and carry it too. To hold on to the fireball, press the joystick button as the pike comes into contact with the ball. You can do this as often as you want for as long as you like before fighting it back, before flinging it back to the other side. The more you carry the ball with your pike, however, the more the pike burns down in size, making a splash. The lake serves to cool down the fireball. When the ball hits the water, its momentum slows. The lake also serves as targets from which the ball can bounce, but not even water can extinguish the flames of this fireball. End of game. A great rumble and a dazzling flash signal the doom of the defeated castle. The dark spell is broken. Daylight returns to find the survivor risen to its full glory, basking in victory. And at that point, you can play again. So there you have it. There's the over-dramatic backstory, theme, setting, and description on how to play Castle Guard. Okay, so now we're going to go for the embarrassing attempt of me trying to play against the computer. So I'm going to choose option 1, one player. Here I am. There's the computer. He's already struck me once. Now I'm using the ability to catch to hopefully minimize the amount of time that the ball is going to be bouncing down by my side. Now when you catch the ball, it burns your stick, your paddle, what they like to call the pike. Damn it. Yeah, so the computer's just kicking my butt. You can see every time your castle gets hit, it sinks into the ground. So rather than dealing with like the de-brickification of the castle, they just sink the castle. I don't think I've done one piece of damage to his castle yet. Oh man, this is horrible. There you go. Now he's hurting himself like an idiot. Now this is an interesting game. There's some of the games that the image producers made, and when I did some of my earlier videos, I wasn't very complimentary of the games. But at the time, I really didn't understand what they were up against until we interviewed them. Like the fact that these were the guys who made some of the first software for the color computer. The color computer had not even technically been invented yet. They were working on a prototype computer that was, connected to plywood, and they had to make things fit into 4K of memory, which is an impossible task. So when you factor all of those things in, and you look at some of the earlier color computer games, the fact that they were able to be made, and the fact they were able to be made in 4K, it's pretty impressive. Now this game here is a slightly later game. This game's running in 16K, which explains why it has the higher resolution graphics. But it is just not, I don't know, I wouldn't say this game has got a whole lot of replay value. If you are an only child, and this is the only game you've got to play, I can't see me wanting to play this game over and over and over again. I think it would be fun with a friend, because the more human competition part of that would be kind of fun. But I don't see this game on the solo space of having like the game that you just had to play.
Hi, I'm Alan Huffman of Subbeat the Software. I won an award and I have a cool shirt. And you're watching the original gamer do old stuff.
My fellow Americans, Australians, Canadians, Europeans, and all of you ands, I'm calling on all y'all to help us make the world great again by visiting the Retro Swag Shop at 8bit256.com, where you can get yourself a coffee mug like this with a little cute cartoon character that says, "I'm a Coco Nut." You could also get yourself a coffee mug like this with a Color Computer 3 that says, "I'm a Coco Nut." You could get yourself a deluxe travel mug like this with the Coco Talk logo on it. You might even be able to get yourself a DVD like this with over 2 hours of gameplay goodness. It is time for us to rise up and make the world great again by enjoying some quality retro merchandise and Coco nostalgia. So please visit 8bit256.com and let's make the world great for the color computer. Thank you very much. Get up there. So I'm not sure who's going to die at this point. You know, you do some damage to yourself, bro. That's good with me. Oh, yeah, I missed my flag. The one nice thing about having a little teeny tiny castle like that is that it is harder to hit when it's smaller. That's what she said. So you hit that flag, hit it. Yeah, and my pike has gotten a lot smaller too. That's also what she said, because I've been holding on to the fireball and I'm burning away at my paddle. I need this computer guy to do. See, the problem is that there's really no difficulty levels. So you have one level which is like pretty much impossible. I would imagine maybe if you were really stubborn and you played it a whole lot, you might figure out ways to either just get really good or figure out a weakness in the computer strategy. For me though, I don't see this as a game I would want to play over and over and over again solo. Yes, the computer's hard to beat. Do I feel compelled to keep playing to beat the computer? No, I don't. Because at the end of the day, this is really all you're doing. So it's a neat game. It's an okay game, but it just lacks a little bit something else for me, because it's just a very simple, fancy looking paddle game. You know, it's a glorified Pong with high resolution graphics, Pong with a great backstory. Damn it. But this would not be a game I myself would want to play over and over again. I'm more into the arcade games, into action, you know, challenges. I like the platforming stuff. I like driving. I like shooting. You know, I like games like that. So, not my cup of tea, but it's a decent game.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowan, and you're watching The Original Gamer, Stevie Stroh. And when you're done watching, come over and listen to the Coco Crew podcast.
What's going on, everybody? The Original Gamer Stevie Stroh here, and I want to talk to you about I'mACoconut.com. If you love the color computer like I love the color computer, then you got to visit I'mACoconut.com, your one-stop shop for all of your Tandy color computer links needs. There you'll find links to blogs and podcasts and project sites and emulators and downloads and groups and communities. If you love the color computer, head on over to I'mACoconut.com. That's IMACoconut.com. Tell them the Original Gamer Stevie Stroh sent you. Coco forever, people.
It's part of our computer's history. It is part of all things we call the Coco. And believe it or not, you know, wow, there you go. I just died. I was getting ready to say, believe it or not, there's some of the games I won't even review. I'm trying to go alphabetical. One of the games that was on the list was a game called Atom, A-T-O-M, and it's like molecules. And I got confused reading the manual. This is my problem, because I'm reading the manuals now. This was like going back to science class, learning about protons, neutrons, electrons, and I'm like, dude, I just want to play a game. I don't want a lesson in science right now. I don't want to know about the chart of the elements. And so I guess it was like a game that's supposed to teach kids, but dude, I'm not a kid. I'm a dude who can't read and not interested. So I didn't even record Atom. So Castle Guard made the list of a game to be reviewed and a game to be played. It's pretty cool. You've seen it. I hope you liked it. And, you know, maybe run out to Radio Shack and get yourself a copy. So I am the Original Gamer Stevie Stroh, and you have seen a review of Castle Guard on the Tandy Color computer, brought to us by the image producers in 1982. If you need to learn more about the color computer, then check out my website, I'mACoconut.com, IMACoconut.com, for all things color computer. To find out more about me and how to reach me, go to my website down here, ogsteviestroh.com. We'll see you in the next video, everybody. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me. It's the Original Gamer Stevie Stroh. You know, gameplay goodness. Gameplay goodness.
You know, gameplay goodness.
All right, people.
Gameplay goodness.
Thank you so much.
You know, gameplay goodness.
Yeah?
You know, gameplay goodness.
Are you ready for this?
You know, gameplay goodness.
Yeah? Gameplay goodness.
Are you ready for this?
You know, gameplay goodness.
Yeah!
You know, gameplay goodness. You know, gameplay goodness.
This is how we like to do it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me. It's the Original Gamer Stevie Stroh, and we're back for another color computer gameplay goodness video featuring none other than, backwards, yes. Let's take that again. Hold on. How do I get my hand over here? Okay, so this would be my right hand. That's going to go to the left. Okay, we're going to try that again. Suddenly, one midday. For crimes against the people in your charge and the destructiveness of your ways, a mystical battle will take place. This ball of flames will pass between the two castles, back and forth until the land surrounding. Until the land surrounding? What the hell do I know? Okay, let's try that one again. Okay, now we're going to attempt the embarrassing attempt. Does that make sense? Brought to us by the image producers in 1982, if I'm not mistaken.